And so yesterday was a terrible day. It was not a great game at all, where Madridistas cannot guarantee that Real Madrid would beat Getafe, despite the fact that they have not won us at home in over 20 years. So what exactly is going on? Why do we have two back-to-back losses against Osasuna? We rarely manage to beat Benfica, and then we lose against Getafe, who had a -9 goal difference. Yesterday was the first time in my life that I placed a bet. It was the first time in my life that I placed a bet. How did it happen? My neighbor asked me, say, Shion, you sure say una go win our match? Will Real Madrid win their match? I said, yes. Why won't we win our match? It's Getafe. Yes, Mbappe is not around. Yes, Bellingham is not around. But Vinicius, Valverde, Rodrigo, Tchouameni, this should be more than enough to beat Getafe, who have a -9 goal difference. They struggle to score goals in La Liga. So this should be more than enough. Gonzalo Garcia, this should be more than enough. So he told me, put your money where your mouth is. Now, so me, I carry my phone, download Sporty Bets. And what did I do? Real Madrid straight win, but the odds no big reach. Because I sure say we go beat Getafe now. How we no go beat Getafe? Right? So, and the odds was not big enough. So why would I go for? Why would I? No, I increased the odds. Vinicius to score or win. Vinicius has scored in his last 3 games. He should be able to at least to score or assist. He has scored in his last 3 games. He should be able to score or assist in this game. Right? Because the conversation has always been that, oh, Mbappe does not stay in the box. That's why Vini cannot assist him. Well, Gonzalo Garcia stays in the box. Right? So, Vini should be able to assist him or score. It's not too much to ask for. Then Gonzalo Garcia score or assist. Go or assist. That's what I picked too. Gentlemen, that is what I picked. Lo and behold, game started and Vinicius was missing chances upon chances. And I was forced to realize one thing, that Vini cultists we don't like, because they are always, wanting to compare Vinicius and Mbappe. They are not the same. You see, Mbappe can play 48 games and guarantee you 42, 44 goals. Vinícius Júnior cannot play 48 games and guarantee you 40 goals. It's not possible. One of them guarantees you goals. The other does not. Vini is a great player. He's amazing. Nobody's saying he's not. But if you need a player to help you win games, your best guarantee is Mbappe. Now, when you put money for a game, your head will clear. So, all those chances missed. And what happens? Getafe scores a marvelous goal. We cannot even blame the defense for that goal they scored. It was a beautiful goal. One strike. And from that 30-something in first half to the end of second half, Real Madrid struggled to score 1 goal. Getafe, that struggles to score in La Liga, scored against us and we could not score. It reminded me of the problem we used to have before Rodrigo started scoring, before his injury, and before Vinicius began to score in his last few games. The fact that if Mbappe does not score for us, nobody scores. So without Mbappe, we struggle to score like Getafe. Without Mbappe, we also struggle to score. I mean, how many goals have we scored in our last 5 matches? How many goals per game? We're in a terrible, terrible state. And then what happens? Rudiger. We have only 2 CBs. You see, people were blasting, people were chanting Perez out. And there's good reasons for that. We've been shouting, sign CB, sign CB, sign CB. Injuries, fix these issues. We had 2 old men in Rudiger and Alaba as our only available centre backs. Alaba suffered an overload, so he's out. Rudiger should have gotten a red card. I'm saying that as a Real Madrid fan, should have gotten a red card. What was that thing he was doing? Kicking somebody who was down and stomping his head. If that thing was done by a Barcelona player, we would all be up in arms. Rudiger had no business doing that rubbish he did. Should have gotten a red card with a 5-match suspension. I'm the one saying it. But anyway, when you have terrible refereeing in La Liga, this is what you get. Moving on from that, the fact that we don't have centre backs available, right? Moving on from that, What was Arbeloa doing? Arbeloa has accepted blame that, oh, it was my fault. Yes, we created. It is not all his fault. We created a lot of chances, better chances than Getafe, and Getafe managed to score. So we should have scored. Vinicius should have scored. Arbeloa should have scored. People should have scored. We should have done something, for fuck's sake, because we had a good game plan. But Arbeloa himself made errors. What was that substitution? Removing, what's the young boy's name? The young midfielder. Is it Pitachi or whatever his name is? What was that? What was he removing him for? And why did you remove Vavadi from the right side when you know Trent cannot defend? The past few games, we have talked about how both flanks have been active, not just the left flank alone, Vinicius alone. But when you allow the right flank to be active, you reduce the predictability. So they cannot just spend all the time marking only Vinicius. We have goals coming from Vavadi or Trent. That right flank as a whole, crosses coming from there. But then all the attack goes through Vinicius like it was doing under Ancelotti, which we complained a lot about. Arbeloa himself said it, that, oh, look at, a lot of the passes are going through Vinicius, which tells me, since he is complaining, that is not what he told the players to do. The players simply choose to pass through Vinicius because they can't create another attack route. And when Vinicius is backed down, we have no options. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Terrible. Arbeloa then finds himself in the same territory that Xabi Alonso found himself in. You might win 8 games. Who cares? But you have lost 2 games that could have gotten us top of the league. Back-to-back losses. Osasuna and Getafe with an unconvincing win over Benfica. No. At Real Madrid, these things don't fly. And now his job is at stake. At Real Madrid, these things do not fly. Nobody wants to hear this nonsense. So I don't know what's going to happen, guys. I don't know what's going to happen. But Arbeloa said we have 36 more points to fight for in La Liga. Well, we better win those points, man. We better win those points. And there are talks in the club that he's losing support already, and in the board, that the Champions League is his only hope. Well, let's see what happens. Let's see where that goes. I mean, in my opinion, he wasn't a long-term coach anyway. It was meant to be a replacement for Xabi Alonso, and then we get a better coach next season. I'm not saying he's a bad coach. I'm saying he is right where Xabi Alonso was. Not a terrible coach, but the same inconsistency. Nobody cares if you win 8 games and then you lose 2 minor or 2 major games. At the end of the day, we're not winning trophies the way it's looking. The games we expect to win. And how bad is it that Real Madrid fans cannot expect to win against Getafe or Osasuna? How bad is it? I'm going to tell you something you're not going to like. At the moment, Manchester United is a better team than Real Madrid at the moment. They are a more sure team at the moment than Real Madrid. They are right now 3rd on the table. This is a team that used to be a banter team. Right now, they are better than us, and their fans are having it easier than Real Madrid fans. Next week, we play against Manchester City. How many of you can beat your chest to say we will beat Manchester City next week in the Champions League?